What it do, homies? We are back with some more Codfish. This time we are checking out his song We Like Bass. And as a bass enthusiast, right, I do believe in bass supremacy. I already know that this is about to slap. Let's go. Oh, this stupid white line down here. I do not know how to get rid of that, but let's go ahead and shut up, turn it up.
We like bass.
There it goes.
We like drums. Together. We like bass.
I think drum and bass is coming.
We fly drums.
Drum and bass for sure.
We like drum and bass. We like drum and bass.
So the cool thing that I like about what Codfish is doing here is, you know, it seems like the landscape of beatbox has changed, right? It looked like at one point we were kind of in that cyberpunk era, you know, where everybody was kind of giving us these really weird distorted basses, you know, real thick, plucky ARP sounds and whatnot, right? And it went hard, you know what I mean? But now it kind of seems like we're kind of easing away from that. I'm not really too sure where it's going, but it looks like beatboxers these days are more so kind of creating like movies, like literal music videos, like movies and stuff. And of course, you know, they'll do their beatboxing, they'll lay down their foundation, lay down all the sounds they want to use, you know, in their one take. And then they also find another way of, you know, reaching out to different audiences by adding an additional like audio processing and stuff in there to reinforce what they have already done with their mouths and everything. Only bring this up is because it's a little bit refreshing right here, right? To not hear that. Because when I started reacting to beatbox, didn't hear any of that. You know what I mean? It was all the way that Codfish is beatboxing right now. So it's refreshing.
We like drum and bass.
Guys, he's got some type of higher register, like it's like a, how am I going to explain this? Like a cop car, not a wee, like ambulance, yeah, ambulance, but it's in a distance. I'm trying to figure out how he's doing that, because at the same time he's getting us with this top line melody, but there is a higher end background kind of white noise. I'm trying to do it so maybe you guys can hear it if you haven't heard it, if you're not listening to it with headphones. But now that I've pointed it out, I wonder if you guys can hear it. Come on. There was some soul. You know, that energy, you know what I'm saying? When beatboxers put that stank on it, that that little part right there, that's the stank, right? I don't know if you could teach that. That kind of just comes out. He probably didn't even practice that. He probably was going to keep it the same way, but he said, you know what, bro, I'm feeling extra stanky today, bro. I want to put that sauce. Let me run it back to where I could just hear that part again.
We like drum and we like drum and bass without a doubt or a trace. The leaves and trees brush my face. Only bass.
That snare. To all my producer friends out there, man, have you ever just heard something like a certain element in a production, whether it be beatbox or, you know, a song or a track? But in this case, I'm kind of specifically talking about an EDM where the snare or maybe the kick or something is just like something that you just absolutely need. That snare, man, the right amount of distortion, it almost kind of sounds more retro-y. But sound design and sound choices are just as important with beatbox, right? If even more so, right? Because you pretty much got an unlimited amount of sounds that you can make, with your only limitation not being your wallet, but your ability to practice and make these sounds. So since you have that ability to pretty much do anything, you can pretty much do whatever you want. But there's choice for that type of snare, and I'm not even really too sure if that's something that you would hear in like standard D&B. That's not beatbox, but it's delicious, man. Also, that sub that he's giving us when he gets that, it's kind of like that white noise. He got that sub that's coming from his. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that snare. Yeah, I notice how he continues to keep bringing back in that melody, that motif. At first, it kind of starts off as a little teaser, but then like that's kind of like the full melody. But then what you do is you take that and you say, all right, how can I make it different, right? You've already trained us on this melody. It's in our heads, but you can still reintroduce it later on in the track, just a little bit different. And he's still playing on it. I think this is like maybe the fourth time that he's given us a different sound. You know what I mean? I even think some of this melody was carried in the lower register when he's giving us with the bass and everything, but he's transformed it at least about 3 times.
Drum and bass. We like drum and bass.
Yes, sir. We do like drum and bass. I mean, he says we like bass, right, to stimulate all those bass lovers out there. But in this case, particular drum and bass, oh yeah. And I know there's different versions of drum and bass, right? Because drum and bass is kind of just the genre, but then we have our subgenres like liquid, summer. I think summer drum and bass. I don't know, jungle drum and bass, but I don't know which ones have like the filthiest of bass design, like sounds in there, right? Where it's kind of like similar to what Codfish is doing. Because liquid drum and bass is more kind of like chill vibes, But if I'm going to listen to some bass music, I need it to be destructive. You know what I mean? Like I need it to make me feel like I'm about to punch a concrete, go drop kick a sandbag or something like that. So even though the drum's going crazy, I need the bass to go as equally crazy, right? So anyway, regardless, absolutely love this Codfish. You let me know what y'all thought about it down in the comments. Dave's out.